Hey guys, Junlux here, back with a new mini rambling review. This is Undefeated, so this was released in 2019 by Undefeated Games. It's free. It's free, and it's well. Here, let me make the video a little bit bigger. I would actually recommend trying this one out. I'm not gonna say it's good, but you're basically Superman. Although you can't call it Superman because of copyright and trademark and all that stuff, but this is Superman done right. And the the problem is there are problems, first off, but it is Superman done right, and it's fantastic for about the first 10 minutes or so. Um, it's basically a proof of concept, although the game itself apparently is complete. There's a full game, but I only played for about 20 minutes. Um, the key takeaway is after playing this for just a little bit, I'm actually kind of interested in the sequel. Um, I really think there's a good foundation here. I just don't think the main game has enough in it. And rather it's not that it's enough. The main problem is, sounds weird, the bosses. The bosses are the big problem. So let's see if so basically, since you're invincible, they have to find a way to make the game engaging. They have to have stakes of some kind, and they effectively do that by, hopefully if you're on a phone, you're not going to be able to see it very well, but there's, up in the upper right hand corner, there's this little city icon with the 61%. Most of the game's in Japanese, by the way. If you do play it, that's just understand almost the whole thing's in Japanese, with the exception of a couple things in the menu that are in English. But since you're invincible, the threat then becomes your battle destroys and damages the city. And so you have to keep the city from being destroyed, otherwise you lose. So that's where it got kind of boring, because fighting the bosses, you basically have your punch and your long range attack, which is like, Jack's right next to me, I keep seeing his tail. Basically you punch and it's like a sonic boom or a shockwave, like a little wind attack that basically goes and hits your enemy, and you do that from a distance. And then once they're sort of stunned from that, then you can close the distance and punch them a few times until it's time to do it all over again. And you really do feel very powerful, but it's not good. Like I said, I do recommend it, because for those first, at least for me, the first 10 minutes I was playing, I was like, this is a Superman game. This is how Superman should be. But I think they run into the same problem that everyone else does, which is, how do you make it engaging when you're basically invincible and you can't lose? And that's the problem. Now, I'd probably recommend, if I was going to make any kind of recommendation or change or anything like that, change some of the boss fights, kind of polish the controls a little bit. I feel like they could get a little bit more polished, because at least for me, my experience was, you'd fight the bosses and they were actually about the same speed as the character. So when they're moving, you hit the punch key and your character will fly to them and then punch. But the problem is, they're moving as you are, and so by the time you get there, they're moving out of range. So I spent a lot of the time just chasing the bosses and trying to hit them, rather than actually just punching them. And if I'm this like super powerful, godlike being, I should just be able to punch the crap out of people. And so I would say there's some polish that needs to be done there. Not even polish, refining. You just need to tweak it just a little bit, and I think it would be perfect. And then it's the other issue is, it's the same thing kind of over and over again. At least I only fought the first couple bosses, so maybe it gets more Maybe there's more variety later, but it was exactly the same for both of them. It was just like, this is the fire guy, this is the wind guy, this is the whatever guy. And so I, especially since the city is the sort of your life bar, I'd almost want to see a thing where the city just doesn't stop while you're fighting the villain. Other things happen, or he's destroying buildings, and that actually creates more problems. I know in the current thing there's like fires you have to put out, but it just, maybe that's the controls. It doesn't feel quite right. And if you play it, and like I said, I do recommend trying it, you'll see what I mean. But I'd like, maybe the answer is having more happening while you're fighting. It's not just about fighting the villain. It's about, and maybe the villain gets away. Maybe that's the way to actually succeed on that mission. Maybe the villain gets away, because otherwise fighting him causes too much damage to the city, right? Because your goal is, yes, you want to defeat the bad guys, but your goal is really to protect the city. So it's probably going to be another couple of years before the sequel comes out, because I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, September 1st, 2023. That was when the sequel was announced. And honestly, just seeing this, the fact that they made any sort of good Superman game, it is amazing to me, right? Just the fact that you could basically take someone that's ridiculously powerful and actually have it be fun, you know, at least until the boredom sets in. That's amazing. And so I would recommend definitely doing that. I really want to see what they do in the future, and I'd recommend trying this. Like I said, it's free. It is free for PC. I don't know if it's on other platforms. It's on Steam, but yeah, so that's my thoughts so far. Like I said, it's neat. It's very neat. That's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. Really do appreciate it. Really hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm going to try and do more of these little rambling mini reviews, because Morrowind is still going. That's going to take another few months. And I just want, I've been, you know, since that's been going, I've been playing a bunch of games sort of on my own, and I feel like some of them need to be talked about. So that's where we're at. But yeah, like I said, thanks for your time and attention. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.